Welcome to Where They Wander. We are Kat and Kev and we travel full-time around the United States in our Grand Design Imagine.
After almost 18 months on the road with 22,000 miles covered, we want to share our top 5 destinations on the East Coast, and we're beginning with Washington, D.C.
Stay to the end of the video and we'll have a bonus location for you. We stayed at the Cherry Hill Park campground outside of DC, and although this is a high for our budget cost-wise, it was perfect for visiting the city. It's close to the metro rail to get in and out of DC. They also provide tours direct from the campground.
This was a first for both of us, and we spent 3 days walking the length and breadth of the mall. We tried to take in all the major stops, but of course you simply can't do it all. While you're in DC, don't miss Arlington National Cemetery. It was a must-see destination for us.
Number 2 is New York and Jersey City. We chose to stay at Liberty Harbor RV Park, which is in Jersey City. Jersey City surprised us with its cleanliness and safe streets. While this isn't a fancy RV park, all sites have power and water.
Good morning, sun's rising, don't let the light in. I breathe in this feeling, don't need to fight.
You can take a ferry over to NYC, but we chose to walk to the path. From here, you can either go to Times Square or 33rd Street and walk, or you can go to One World Trade, and we ended up doing both. As we'd both been to New York City before, we didn't do some of the major touristy things like the major skyscrapers, etc. But we did walk the historic points of interest, took in a Broadway show, and visited Lady Liberty. Amazing location. You have to visit Cat's Deli at least once in your lifetime.
Whatever's coming, it's a
Number 3 is Boston and the Freedom Trail. We were amazed at the Boondockers Welcome location we found in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. It was about an hour's drive to Boston, and we spent the entire day walking the Freedom Trail, which is the trail through the historic city, visiting the most iconic locations of the Revolutionary era.
It's good, 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 good morning, good morning. Sun's rising, let the light in. Hello, good morning.
We thoroughly enjoyed this walk and even added in Bunker Hill. The walking tour ended at the USS Constitution, which was incredible.
All the places I'll
Be
go.
warned, the Freedom Trail takes all day and it can get very busy. In fact, it can feel like you're snaking through the city with a lot of people. On our drive home, we even managed to stop in Concord and visit the site of the first official battle of the Revolutionary War, the shot heard around the world.
It's good, good.
Number 4 on our list of outstanding locations on the East Coast is the Outer Banks of North Carolina. There are numerous private RV parks on the Outer Banks, but we were lucky enough to get into the National Park campground at the Oregon Inlet.
I'm on fire, thinking about yesterday.
This is a hugely popular destination, and if all you want to do is visit the beach, it's breathtaking.
However, there are also some historic lighthouses that shouldn't be missed, and the highlight of our week there was the Wright Brothers National Memorial, a brilliant museum for adults and children alike. We thoroughly enjoyed learning about these marvelous men.
Last but by no means least is Philadelphia. Our choices for parks close to Philly were limited, but the KOA was great for what we needed. This is not a park we'd vacation at, but for visiting Philadelphia, it was perfect. Once again, we drove into the city and parked in a public parking lot close to Independence Hall.
In our opinion, no East Coast tour would be complete without a visit to the city where the American Revolution was conceived and set into motion. The city has other history too, including Elfreth's Alley, the longest continuously inhabited residential street in the USA.
Once again, we chose to walk the city and spent our time touring some of the iconic locations. But of course, the pièce de résistance was Independence Hall.
But can you really say you visited Philly if you haven't been to either Geno's or Pat's for Philly cheesesteak?
We promised you a bonus, and here it is. The Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. Okay, it's not on the coast, but it's close enough to make a diversion.
We stayed at Rutledge Lake RV Park, just 15 miles from the estate. This small, privately owned park is a tight fit, but perfect for a couple of nights while visiting the home.
You must book in advance to visit the home, and the tours are self-guided. The gardens are wonderful to walk the dogs, and they even had kennels where you could leave them while you go into the house. We chose to take them back to the rig.
The house is breathtaking and almost overwhelming in its size and grandeur. Still the largest residential property in the United States. We couldn't let this video go out without including this impressive location.
We hope you've enjoyed our top 5 picks and a bonus of the East Coast in your RV. Join us next week as we return to our regular scheduled programming, and we will be in Montana.
Until then, we'll see you on the trail.
Would you ever come back to me? Would you ever come back to me?